Way to go, superstar! I knew you could do it.
It has been too long since the last major Five Nights at Freddy's was released that wasn't a little impossible game, a VR title, or some shitty little phone game. And this time it's bigger than ever. Newer animatronics, bigger location, a new era of Five Nights at Freddy's. Until it wasn't, but we'll get to that. Jeez, it's been a while since the last FNAF game came out. Major FNAF game. Even though there was an Ultimate Custom Night and Help Wanted these past few years, but those games are so short or just require to use VR that they can be counted as side games. Ultimate Custom Night is just an impossible game, and Help Wanted is just the first 3 games in VR with a few other different levels. The only reason why people play these games is only for the lore, and that's it. Are these games good? Yes, but I still wanted more. When is the next big FNAF coming out? And in 2020, we finally got the trailer for that. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is a game that breaks tradition, and it really needed to. Instead of surviving 5 nights in one room avoiding spooky robots, you actually get to explore your surroundings and kick the shit out of the spooky robots. And really, this game does need to do that. Would you want a AAA FNAF game just to be the same thing as the others? No, of course not. You need more substance than that to make a good game like this. And they do that great here. However, when this game did come out, the response was mixed. A lot of people were not satisfied with the game they bought for $40. The game came out with so many glitches and bugs that it was really ridiculous. Most people said Steel Wool and Scott Cawthon should have delayed the game to fix the bugs, even though they were the ones to pressure Scott to release the game early, and they said the game wasn't even scary. So imagine me, a guy who's skeptical about everything people say about a new take on a game being inferior to the original formula, even though the format was done to death and people didn't like it anymore, playing this game. Even though I'm not a religious follower like I was back in 2017, I'm still a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. I thought the games were always interesting with every new entry. The fan games that came out were great, and I even bought the first FNAF book. Anyway, so coming into Security Breach, I'm excited. I was looking forward to seeing how well the new direction is going to go. But I know I was gonna get worried. FNAF is well known for using an RNG very frequently, and I'm afraid that RNG is going to lead me to unfair deaths. I was also worried about how long this game is. If I spend $40 on something, I better get something worth my money. And FNAF is famous for being very short if you don't die. Although people didn't really complain about that when the game came out last month, so I'm sure this won't be a problem. To be honest, this is going to be objectively the best FNAF game, but I am suspicious about how the game really is from all those videos about it. However, I'm not the type of person to blindly follow the quote-unquote professional critics of YouTube. Just like in real life, those people are wrong, and they will always be wrong. I am the only person in the world that is right, and if you say that you have a right to your opinion, you're wrong. Defend your favorite boring show, game, or movie all you like. But that won't change the fact that I'll be laughing at you for being the stupidest and, well, obviously, since it's such a big deal-breaking tradition, nobody is going to forget it. Cause boy, like nothing forgetful ever happens in this series. But enough prolonging, let's get into the game. I'll be reviewing the game from the first playthrough I have and other playthroughs I tried doing for the first time, like getting the other endings, doing extra side content, or finding the secrets. And just to let you know, I'll be playing this on the PS5 version for this review. Yes, I know the PS5 is a buggy, shitty mess, but I'm a console Chad, not a PC version, so take that. I'll probably see everything this game has in store in about 2 or 3, maybe 3 playthroughs, since 2 endings can only be seen if you choose different choices. So with that, let's start. God rest on my soul. Okay, if I can be honest here, I think people overcomplicate FNAF lore. Not just the fans, but the creator too. Much like any other piece of media with a complex story, diehard fans of these games look into stuff that really should be just minor footnotes. But they treat every single piece of FNAF trivia as required clues to solve the timeline. It should be obvious. Purple guy kills kids, kids possess Chuck E. Cheese robots, robots become angry, do a couple of bad things, purple guy dies, becomes Springtrap, sets 2 buildings on fire, and now we're here on the Pizzaplex. See? Easy. I also blame Scott Cawthon for fanning the flames, and not because of something else. If he didn't post those questions on his websites back in FNAF 4 about Toy Chica's fucking beak, and not say the books are canon to FNAF, then maybe MatPat wouldn't have 100 FNAF videos. So when I heard back in 2019 that this game is going to start a new era of FNAF, not affiliated with what I'm going to call the Afton Saga, and that it's going to have a full voice acting, I thought this game was going to be easier to solve if it been specific and upfront with the story, and in a way, it is. You play as Gregory, a boy who mysteriously ended up in the Freddy Fazbear Mega Pizzaplex after hours. In order to survive, Gregory has to survive the night from 12 AM to 6 AM until the front doors open, while avoiding a new line of glam rock animatronics, the new addition of a creepy daycare attendant, and a new kitty strangler disguising herself in a rabbit suit known as Vanny, and uncover the secrets of Fazbear's latest mismanagement and likely closed endeavor. So yeah, instead of spending 5 nights at Freddy's, you're spending 1 night at Freddy's. Though 12 AM through 6 AM at Freddy's doesn't sound catchy at all. It's a very simple plot when I say it, but like previous games, there are secrets and bits of exploration and explanations of the Pizzaplex's weirdness thanks to the messages. The first half of the game, however, is pretty linear. You'll gain access to places like the daycare and the basement that accompanies the main kitchen, but most of the main area to that point is blocked off by security gates, basically leading you to the places you have to go. I'm not complaining, you do to visit some pretty cool areas, but most of the good stuff is already blocked, so why place these gates around? Thankfully, after Freddy's first maintenance minigame, you are free to gather items and explore any attraction you wish to go, with a party pass of course. And as you explore and wait out till morning, you'll see more of the sinister stuff going on behind, below, and above the places corporate don't want you to see. Kinda like in real life. Speaking of Freddy, yeah, he is your friend in this game. Back in the beginning of the game, Gregory hid in Freddy's chest cavity and accidentally activated his safety mode, I assume. Freddy's now basically your bro in this game. He will help you, guide you, and you can even hide in his chest cavity. It's actually great having an animatronic actually be on your side this time around. It's really nice knowing you have a friend in this big deadly building. And oh boy! Is it a building? With how split this game is, everyone seems to be in agreement of one thing. This game is fucking gorgeous. Freddy's latest place of residence, the Mega Pizzaplex, is straight up the biggest and chock full of attractions in the history of FNAF. And I'm not joking, this place is fucking big. When you start, you'll only have access to the animatronics green rooms, cause I guess they need that, and the little mall area when you walk through the front doors. But as you progress through the story, you gain access to Phaser Blaster with the neon space-like interior, Monty Golf, a swampy themed golf course with animatronic gators springing out and greeting you. Even the main hub is leaking with style with the 80s theme and food court of my dreams. Damn, I wish I was there. Even when you get to the dark, decrepit parts of the building, there's so much visually appealing color to relax the eyes, but it also gives you a feeling that something awful is down there. Even Bonnie gets a shout out here thanks to Bonnie Bowl. Rockstar Row is filled with callbacks and relics from the past FNAF games that makes my monkey brain go like, huh, it's a poster! It's a poster! For the FNAF 2 place! I also found Mazercise to be pretty funny. The sheer irony of eating unhealthy food while quote-unquote exercise, which is just walking around a small maze, is really funny to me. The humor itself isn't that bad as well. I think ever since Sister Location, Scott realized that FNAF can be funny if he just tried. However, except for the FNAF 6 cutscenes, FNAF isn't really funny. However, hearing Freddy telling you about Fazbear's weird management and marketing is very charming, really showing how shitty the company is. I couldn't help but laugh when Freddy told Gregory about the fast cams only sold in Monte Golf.
Look for the security office in the back hallway. Since there is no flash photography allowed in Monte Golf, fast cams are often confiscated here, mainly because they are only sold in Monte Golf. It is a very clever marketing plan.
The animatronics are looking good as well. I love how throughout the night, they and even Freddy slowly get more battered and dirtier like this. Like they will stop at nothing until they catch you. Oh, and the voice acting is nice. I thought Freddy was voiced by the same guy who did Winston from Overwatch, but no, it's Kellen Goff. Yeah, Funtime Freddy himself. Strange to hear Kellen do anything other than the wacky character voice. Fortunately, we still get that from him cause he so voices the sun and moon. Oh yeah, the sun and moon. Okay, so in the daycare, the attendant is, of course, an animatronic, of course. His design is really freaky and he's a big contrast from the other animatronics. If you get close to them while they were walking, the ground shakes, but the sun and moon thing is so light and thin, all you can hear is the cracking and clanking of his body as he draws near to you. He's also another pretty funny thing in this game. The promotional art for him in the building shows him as a funny, kind guy with a child-friendly appearance. But when you meet him in person, he has a never-ending large smile and soulless eyes. And when he turns into the moon, he gets super violent and will stop nothing to kill you if the lights are turned off. Another failure to Fazbear here, showed even more when you read this message.
Customer complaint. My son never had sleeping problems, but after spending an evening in the daycare, he refuses to sleep with the lights out anymore. He just cries and cries, and when I do let him keep the lights on, he wets the bed.
However, the one thing I have with this game is Gregory's voice himself. I don't know if it's me, but Gregory's voice kind of switches between a young boy's voice and a very girly one at sometimes.
Where am I? Look at all this stuff. Freddy? Freddy, are you there?
I don't know, maybe it's just me. God, but still, this place is great and it actually really hits me in a spot in my nostalgia when I first saw this place. Okay, so, do any of you remember Disney Quest? Well, of course not, because you're a fucking normie! Gotcha! So, back in the 90s, former Disney CEO Michael Eisner created a branch of Disney conglomerate called Disney Regional Entertainment in order to make local entertainment venues across America. The most ambitious project they did was called Disney Quest. They were basically Dave and Buster's but filled with Disney, arcade games, big party attractions, and food, of course. Sure, it didn't have a raceway, but when I was playing this, I kept remembering my times at Disney Quest and heartbroken when it closed down in downtown Disney. Some fucking basketball shit. And that's what the Pizzaplex is. Fazbear's version of Disney Quest. A Faz Quest, if you would. Okay, so the game is an aesthetic wonderland, there's no reason to doubt it. But how does it play? As you can see, this plays differently than other entries in the series. You can actually move from place to place with full 360 movement. Moveset's pretty simple. You get a short sprint, a little jump to get over places, a crouch, stealth, and a flashlight. As you progress through the game, you gain access to stuff that helps fight against the robots, like a phaser blaster. Hit them in the eyes with this and they get stunned for a short while. It's not simple to hit them though with it, but you get 6 shots. But you can also choose to get the fast cam. It only has 1 shot, but the flash is pretty wide. You also get the fast watch. You'll use this to look at the map, look up missions, and read messages. But you also use it to look at the cameras in the area, cause you can't have a FNAF game without cameras, I guess. I didn't really use the cameras as much as other people, except for one part in the beginning, and maybe once to track a bot or two. Or 3. Oh, speaking of bots, we got a new line of glam rock animatronics. They're bigger, more stylish, and deadly than ever. Freddy, Glamrock Chica, and newcomers Roxanne Wolf and Montgomery Gator. While the latter 3 are still out to get you, Freddy on the other hand is different. Hopping into Freddy lets you avoid suspicion from animatronics, moving faster, I guess, and by upgrading him with parts you get from defeating an animatronic, you can break through chained up fences with Monty's claws, or see collectible items through walls with Roxanne's eyes. However, Freddy runs on limited power, so you can't be in Freddy forever. You have to use recharge stations around the building to keep Freddy from powering down, because if that happens...
Terrible job, Super Shit.
Yeah, that's not even the only time Freddy can kill you. Botch a maintenance minigame and Freddy will get in your personal space. Better not fuck it up or you won't find those presents in duffel bags. These are the main collectibles in the game. You open presents to find key items to progress the story, while most of them have little nice trinkets inside of them, like a mask, a figure, or a plushie. But some of them will have stuff that would upgrade your moves, like a longer sprint or a hoodie that limits enemy recognition. Little advice, get the fizzy fazzes when you get the opportunity. When you get all 3, your sprint will be so longer and so fast, you can outrun the animatronics. Another collectible in this game are the duffel bags. Opening one of them will give you a message on your fast watch, which is weird how people can place a digital message. Not physical, digital. Digital message in a real duffel bag. They're completely pointless, but they're nice to collect. The 3 main animatronics act pretty much the same way. Kind of. When you first enter an area for the first time, they will always have at least one of them there. They will stalk around the place until they spot you. If they do, they'll take chase in hopes to catch you. Get caught and it's game over. Simple, right? Roxy's a little easy to deal with when you get caught. You can just outrun her and she'll give up when you're far enough. Chica's a little harder than Roxy. She won't give up so easily when she spots you, and I think the only way to get her to stop chasing you is blinding her with the stun item. She can also just teleport if you get spotted, proving my point that possessed robots have the magical power to teleport like a motherfucker. Monty's the most annoying, man. He's the one of a few enemies in this game that can outrun Gregory, and you can't stun him either thanks to his sunglasses. So there are 3 murder bots hunting down the only child in the history of the series that wasn't hunted down and murdered by a Chuck E. Cheese worker. But seeing these 3 hunting down someone in a building this big, it's pretty easy to avoid them. I think Steel Wool knows this, so instead of just dealing with 3 animatronics, you also have to deal with these staff bots that are rolling around the building. These guys are everywhere, and it's impossible to not face one of them in the entire game. Instead of searching for you, they will just roll around their intended area. But if you do run into one, they won't kill you, but they will alert the closest animatronic of your presence. They can be stunned though, but hitting them with the Phaser Blaster is next to impossible. Another group of enemies are the endoskeletons. These guys scared the shit out of me when I first saw them. They have a Weeping Angels playstyle of staying stone still when you look at them, and quickly and mercilessly chasing you when you're looking away. They are the scariest part of the game, and good job to Steel Wool for perfectly implementing them into the game. Sometimes in Bonnie Bowls, they just show up right there in the alleys, which makes me consider what went down to have so many possessed animatronics here. Or are they possessed? Are they? Maybe? Maybe not. Okay, before we continue, I want to push my glasses up and go, actually, to some of Security Breach's criticism, because we all know, repeat after me, everyone is wrong but me. Oh, just kidding. Sort of. I don't know how many people have this opinion, but I heard someone say that the saves are pointless. Saying that it's a new game and saves are something of the past, or they take too long to save. I actually like the way they did saves in this one. It just would be easy to be chased by someone and just run to a save space and just click and immediately get to the save menu. Instead, you have to hold down the square button or whatever to save. And even with that, you have to hold that down for a little while to bring up the save menu. This is a good concept and I think it's executed really well. Gotta make sure not to have any enemies around you, and you better not get spotted. Same thing for the flashlight chargers, plus who wouldn't like this face? Another thing is that they complain about how this place is nothing new and not diversified enough. The only time FNAF ever diversified with settings is a bedroom in FNAF 4 and some underground facility in sister location. I think. I don't know. The lore has gotten so fucking confusing that I don't understand it anymore. Most of the time, FNAF took place at a pizzeria, hell in the style of a pizzeria, or literally any other attraction known to man. And people said this game isn't scary. Well, actually... Look, I know this game split the fan base, kind of, but come on, did that really ruin the game for you? And it makes me angry, because with the exception of those, most of the criticisms towards Security Breach is valid. Prepare everyone, because I'm about to say some really harsh things towards this game.
I'm sorry, Maxie. It's just that, well...
FNAF Security Breach Rooftop Ending.
Dad, what the hell does that even mean?
Okay, so where should I start? I mean, there isn't any big thing that frustrates me. The staff bots are confusing messes to avoid. I know, I said that the staff bots are a good idea, but they're executed so poorly. Their hitbox are either confusing or impossible to understand. Sometimes when you think a bot is gone and when you leave your hiding spot, great, that makes exploring the Pizzaplex a chore, especially in the main area. Oh, what the fuck? How did he see me? Okay, okay, so is that the only thing wrong with it? I mean, it can't be that. Nope! Because what can be any worse than game-breaking bugs? This game is so full of bugs and glitches that can rival Fallout 76. On rare occasions, sometimes you will load up a save file and Roxy would just be right in front of you and immediately fucking kill you. This is what you get when you use RNG in a fucking game. Wanna see Freddy blind as a fucking bat? Well, here he goes, completely passing Gregory as he runs through Rockstar Row. Speaking of Freddy, this one security clearance minigame, Freddy just refuses to open the fucking vent. Right there. And I got killed by Monty because of him. Cassie, I love this place. You might think this isn't bad. Oh, you're so wrong. I don't know if this just happens on the PS5, but there are Princess Quest arcade cabinets that you can play, and it's required to get the best ending. The minigames themselves are alright. It's an expansion of the one in Help Wanted, and it's not bad. It's unfortunate that the first time I tried to play, the game broke. I don't have footage of it, but on the PS5, when you try to play Princess Quest, you get this weird off menu, and it refuses to either play the game or lets you exit. The game soft locks you. Fortunately, they fixed that after my first playthrough, but still I was pissed when that happened. This also means getting through missions in the game are very jarring. The game's difficulty spikes so much and very early in the game. How early? The daycare, the first unlockable area in the game. Now, this part is brilliant. You have to get a flashlight in the first security upgrade in the play area of the daycare. But once you do, the lights of the daycare go out and the sun turns into the moon. You have to search around the play structures for generators in the dark while the moon stalks you. It's gonna be hard to find generators in the dark for the first run, especially when you turn on enough generators for the moon to follow you in the structures. I know people get stuck because they can't get past it, but there is a popular and helpful route to go through by Monkey King Hero. Thanks to him for making this part hell a lot easier. However, after exiting the structure after getting the second generator, knock this tower out to distract the moon and go over the slide. Don't go through it, the moon will always be there, and continue your run. But you know what I cannot help you with? The Fazcade. I was stuck on this fucking level for a day and a half. You gotta repair a staff bot head in the Fazcade security office. The power immediately goes down when you step into the office, and after that, you have to turn on 3 power switches across the arcade. Now, this can be easier if you go after Monty first, because when you fuck him up, he's incapable of moving in the Fazcade. He just kinda stays there while you torture him with your camera. But if you go after Chica first, good fucking luck. The staff bots are everywhere, and given the fact that they are buggy messes, Chica and Monty is going to be a pain in the shithole to pass. Which sucks because the Fastgate has a great design, with its neon dance floor, and that fucking DJ Music Man that crawls through holes in the walls. Whoa. This is probably the biggest canon animatronic ever. However, he doesn't have a mechanic per se. Just some scripted obstacles and a chase in the end. But by the end, he just chills out on his pad. Just look at him. There's also a part in the prize corner where you have to hide from Monty and Roxy in the security office for a few minutes. This kicked my ass when I first did it. I was confused what to do since at one point, Monty just entered my office on his own volition, so I thought they could just get in unless I used the doors. But all you need to do is just hide in a corner of the room and wait out the timer. But there is nothing about this game I hate more than the mazer-sized puzzle. Even if I praise it for its comedic irony, the puzzle is without a doubt the worst puzzle in the game. For one reason. The puzzle itself is simple. Just move the maze walls and make a path to the vent that leads to the Monty Gulf's catwalks, right? However, keep in mind I'm playing this on a PS5. That means I can't precisely aim stuff like I do on a mouse. And the fact there are no crosshairs makes pressing buttons a fucking chore. One misstep ruins the entire puzzle, forcing you to reload a save. At least for me. I hate this puzzle, and I hope this fucking maze burns down because of it. So, yeah, there's a lot of frustrating things in this game that made me almost rage quit. But hey, at least the story's great, right? Right? Look, I know almost all of FNAF's lore is locked behind secrets and Easter eggs or fucking source code, but there is something in this story that makes me sigh of boredom because of how repetitive it is. Or, in the case of this, the lack of story. You might have realized I haven't mentioned a character up to this point that I should have talked about in the beginning. Well, who is it? Yep, this is Vanessa, and also Vanny. She is the only human besides Gregory in the building, and the only security guard here. But she is more than it seems, because she has a dark side in the form of Vanny. When she puts on her weird-ass fursuit, she becomes a purple guy's spiritual successor, and is the overall main antagonist. Cool, right? Well, no, because they barely appear in the game. The only time Vanessa was at least a threat was in a part where probably guaranteed to be in Freddy. Plus, she's so slow when she spots you. You see Vanny more than once, and she can actually outrun you, but unless you're fast enough and doesn't spot you, she just slowly skips to where you are, making her very easy to avoid. However, I'll give credit where credit is due. I was scared shitless when she skipped in her room to kill me when I was first there, because I didn't find the screwdriver in time. But only that, it shows how pointless they both are. Why not have them in the final level? It would make sense since it is the true ending, so why? There's also a story twist that straight up doubled down on FNAF's ongoing Back to the Afton saga, but I don't know, I wish there was more story-wise that isn't confusing and overthinking prone. Thank God they tell you which is the true ending. Oh yeah, I think we were at the point to talk about the endings. Okay, so when 6 AM arrives, you get a choice to leave or stay. Leaving will give you the worst ending, but choosing to stay, you can explore the rest of the Pizzaplex. With no saves, you hear me? When you choose to stay, the save stations blows the fuse and you will no longer be allowed to save. That's right, a gauntlet of insanity to get that last Freddy upgrade. This pisses me off because of that fucking mazer-sized puzzle. Thankfully, I played this game so many times to get everything that makes it so easy, but still, that one fucking playthrough made me pull my hair out. But even with that, this is the only part in the game where you can get the ending, so let's take a look at them. Ending 1! The bad ending. This is the easiest ending to get. Just choose to leave at the first choice, and you leave. Showing Gregory running from the Pizzaplex and sleeping in a box in the alleyway. Vanny's shadow shows up to eventually kill him, maybe. Ending 2! The Freddy ending. There's a way to escape the Pizzaplex that isn't through the entrance. Get a security rank of 7 or higher and get to the loading dock exit at the main area's basement. There, Gregory and Freddy will take off in a truck and cause a little wreckage like hitting the map bot before taking off together. Ending 3! The Vanny ending. Up in the catwalks in Phaser Blast, there is a secret room that Vanny hides in. If you discover it before 6 AM, you get a third option named Vanny. Selecting it will make Gregory and Freddy agree to go take down Vanny once and for all. Freddy immediately gets bodied. One last Vanny chase later and you'll get to come into her room and use the controller she uses to control the staff bots to disassemble her. Gross. All great, except for Freddy fucking dying, which, he's a robot, just rebuild him. Ending 4! The hero ending. Before going to Vandy, you have to beat the first 2 Princess Quest arcade games, located in the Beauty Salon and Fazcade. When that happens, you get the choice to play the 3rd Princess Quest in Freddy's hideout. Once you beat it, Glitch Trap's hold on Vanny will cease and will call off the staff bots. Gregory, Vanessa, and the head of Freddy leave the Pizzaplex to go get some ice cream, like the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. This is the best ending of the game, but not the true ending. We'll get to that later, but before that, we have to talk about it. Ending 5, the rooftop ending. Okay, so in order to talk about this, we have to talk about the golden plushies. Hidden in the Pizzaplex, there are golden colored music boxes that contain golden plushies of the 4 main animatronics, the sun, and the moon. They're actually kept well hidden and a blast to find, like going into Monty's green room that is closed due to his aggressiveness, or a pretty cool side quest using your fast cam to take pictures of cutouts that match a poster that leads you to the sun's room. After getting them all, return to the prize corner to this door right here. When you leave through here, Freddy realizes Fazbear's shitty management for the 30th time and decides to burn it down. After a confrontation on the rooftop, Freddy knocks him and Vanny down the building, killing them both. Gregory unmasks Vanny to reveal it to be Vanessa. Shocking. Actually, yes, it is shocking since we also see Vanessa up on the rooftop looking down. What? Who's she? Who is she? Vanessa? Is that Vanessa? Are they both Vanessa? Are they sisters? It really makes you think, and it's unfortunate because I couldn't get it. You heard me, even when I got all the plushies and the highest security clearance in the game refuses to let me exit the door. What the fuck? This is the worst thing in this game. At least the mazer-sized puzzle works, but it doesn't, and it pisses me off. Okay, so I'm at the ending right now. I'm supposed to get it if I go past these doors. I got all the fucking, stupid ass, shitty fucking golden plushies right here. All 6 of them. You can count them 6, Golden Freddy, Golden Chica, Golden Roxy, Golden Moon, Golden Sun, Golden Sun, and Golden Monty. All 6. All fucking 6, alright? Alright, now pay attention to me, alright? And just to go a step further, I also got the highest security upgrade I can get, right? And I even fucking upgraded Freddy with all 3 of the fucking upgrades, okay? And now that I should be VIP accessible, so I can get through the emergency exit. I should get the fucking rooftop ending. And if I don't, I'm gonna get refused the ending. I'm gonna go fucking cry in my bed. See? Alright, so I'm supposed to be here at 6. It's 6 AM. And here we go. Why? What am I doing wrong? I should get the ending. Fuck. Why did they look away? Why did they look through such a fucking obvious bug? I should get the fucking ending. I got all of them. Why? Why? Steelwool, please fix this. Alright, I think it's time for us to finally talk about that ending. Welcome to the motherfucking true ending. There are a lot of messages near Roxy's Raceway talking about sinkholes that's making construction impossible to perform.
Every day, there's a new problem. We pour a new section of track, and as soon as it dries, we start to see cracks. I'm worried we're building over a sinkhole here. Before construction was approved, there was a site evaluation, right?
There's a door in the raceway that leads you down to the basement to where the sinkholes are happening. Using both Monty's claws and Chica's voice box on the two fences will gain you access to an elevator that will take you down to the Pizzaplex's depths. Choosing to go down it will take you to a secret underground lair featuring, that's right, the Fazbear's Pizzeria from FNAF 6. You think this is going to be a different, fresh story? Nope! FNAF 6 location! Oh, it gets much better, because when you get to the end of the area...
Hello.
There he is! Willie, William, Wiley, Abden, Anton, Bunny-ass, fursuit wearing Spring Bonnie, Golden Bonnie, Davy, Dave Miller, Purple Guy, Paper Man, Pink Guy, Pink Eye, Aubergine Man, Spring Trap, Scrap Shack, Glitch Trap, Burn Trap, Kitty Strangler, William Afton. Scott, please. Let this character die. This is the third time bringing him back, and it's not fresh anymore. Just let this motherfucker die. Oh yeah, he always comes back. No! No! Just let him die. And what's crazier? We are back in classic Five Nights at Freddy's security office with 2 doors and a vent. You know where this is going? I know where this is going, and it's actually pretty awesome. Here's how you win this fight. When the battle starts, Springtrap will try to control Freddy by transferring his Aubergine vibes through the monitor. Freddy is unavailable for hiding, which leads to a jump scare, and if you let him control him, he kills you. So, in order to prevent this, you gotta cook his goose by incinerating him with the correct rooms. During that, Chica, Roxy, and Monty will come back for one more go at getting you. They will come in different orders, but they will come out once, and they're easy to avoid. Chica will come either on the left or right hallway. Just close the door on her when she gets close, and she'll go away. Monty will crawl out of the vents if you don't close it on time. You can tell he's near by a growling and grunts coming from the vent. Roxy is harder than the others. She will come into your room, closed door or not, and she will rush around the office thanks to her blindness. Take care of Springtrap first before entering Freddy, and use Chica's voice box to shoo Roxy away. This is pretty easy for a little bit until this fucker shows up! Yep, Molten Freddy, or the Blob, or whatever, is here. Molten Freddy will sprout its tentacles through the closest pothole you are in an attempt to take you down, and will stay there to search for you. And by the end of the battle, they are everywhere. Beating Springtrap with these guys is a nightmare, but there is an easy way of getting through this phase. Just stay out of the room. Yeah, you can walk out of the room and let the sprout out and hopelessly search for you with their thumbs up their asses. Or tentacles, or whatever. When it's time to incinerate Springtrap again, just run in there and quickly search which monitor he is, and push the button and get the hell out. Once you fry the chicken enough, you beat it. Molten Freddy hangs Afton into the fire, while Gregory and Freddy epically run out of Pizzaplex after defeating Springtrap once and for all. And the after credits scene shows Gregory and Freddy sitting and chilling out in the valley, finally relaxing after a night of insanity. Damn, this ending is epic and worth all the trouble. However, even with all that, Vanessa and Vanny are nowhere to be seen. You think that in the true ending they would be involved somehow, would they? But no, they just not there. What happened to them? Did they die in the fire? This shows how pointless these characters are in the grand scheme of things. I just wish there are more to explain about them. Oh wait, there are. Once you get Roxy's eyes, you can track down missed duffel bags and presents throughout the Pizzaplex. But there is another thing you can collect after getting this upgrade. the CDs. There are 16 of them, and they are invisible, and can only be seen by Roxy's eyes. Now, they're not hard to find. I mean, one of them is in the middle of the main area. But what are they used for? In the beginning of the game, there's a chase with Monty where he breaks down a fence. If you go back there and use all 3 upgrades, and use the fast camera, and welcome back to FNAF's sister location. Yeah, a recreation of the sister location living room with a CD player in the back. The CDs contain therapy sessions of 4 separate therapists talking to their client Vanessa about her problems in her past. Now, I'm not going to spoil these CDs because they are actually very interesting to listen to and gives Vanessa and Vanny the attention that really should have had in the base game. And that's what I feel after doing everything in this game. Now, do I feel most of the criticism towards it is valid? Yes. Buggy, inconsistent, and filled with unused potential. Its story should be tweaked a bit before releasing, I think. And I did get angry a bunch of times for its difficulty spikes and game-breaking bugs. But even with that, I love this game. I love the setting. I love the way the game progresses. I like the characters. I love the comedy. Everything. I think the bugs are mostly responsible to the fans that pressured SteelWolf to release the game early and put it out before they polished it. I think this is the best FNAF game out there, but it's not perfect, and really, no FNAF game is. People love it for its aesthetic and lore, but also don't like its difficulty and overuse of RNG. Sure, the game's got more complex, with more experimentation with its gameplay, but still, this is why FNAF Security Breach is a breath of fresh air. RNG is scarce, it has full voice acting to show these talented actors their best, and so it hits me personally with its Disney Quest-like building. And I'm glad it turns out that way, and I hope the series continues like it. Okay, before I go, one more thing. All the arcade games in the Pizzaplex, while obviously not playable, are fucking amazing. Referencing the most obscure of FNAF lore, like the books, FNAF lore, and even Fetch. You know, Fetch, the animatronic dog, the Fazbear Files, or whatever they're called. Fazbear Frights, yeah, that's what they're called. Jeez, that's how forgettable these fucking books are. But the best thing about them is this cabinet. House of the Bear 2. Look familiar? Yeah, it's a Joy of Creation reference. You know, the FNAF fan game, one well regarded as one of the best out there. I just thought that'd be a neat observation. I mean, it is a very cool Easter egg.